Minecraft's end dimension hasn't seen an update in over 8 years, leaving it unchanged while the rest of the game has completely evolved. And that made me wonder, what would it look like if I were to upgrade the entire dimension? I mean everything from the pillars on the main island to the outer islands with end ships. But how do you even go about upgrading an entire dimension? Well, I think I have a plan. You see, Minecraft's end dimension is split up into 2 different sections, the main island and the outer end islands. Okay, so the first thing that I'm gonna upgrade is the main island and then slowly work my way out to the outer end islands. Okay, so you see this island right here? Yeah, it needs to go. Same with the obsidian pillars. Okay, so the green markers are going to be where all of the end crystals are. So now I'm gonna start working on the actual island. And that's the top of the island complete. I just realized how big the top of this build is, and I guess that'll only make the build even more insane later on in this video. So pretty much what I'm doing is grabbing the entire end island and then flipping it upside down so I can put a realistic bottom on it. Or I guess more realistic than whatever this is. Okay, so I got around half of it complete, which means that the bottom of the end island is almost done. And there we go. Now all that's left to do is to flip it upside down and put it right there. Okay, yeah, this is actually massive, but I still do need to build the obsidian pillars on it. But I actually just thought, instead of having them as pillars, I thought it might be more interesting to have them all spikes, like going towards the center. Kind of like this, except just 10 of them. Alright, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I actually thought it might be kind of interesting to have like a common theme of spikes in this build, so yeah, because right now the main end island is still looking a little bit bland. So that's why I'm gonna put these little spikes everywhere. I actually don't know if I put too many on or not, but with shaders it looks really cool. Also, there still isn't really a way to get from the island spawn to the actual island itself, so what I've been working on is a layer of endstone brick slabs going all the way around this, just to make it look a little bit smoother. Oh, also a chicken god in the end. I don't know exactly how, but... that actually made it look a whole lot better. But I still have one more thing to make before I can call the end island complete. Okay, so what I'm planning on doing is making some giant purple clouds to be above the main end island, and then I can fill them with stars to create an overall better atmosphere of the whole end. And I think I would say that that's the main end island complete. So here's what the new end island looks like. Alright, so now that I have the main end island done, I'm going to move on to the outer end islands. This is going to include upgrading the end city and end ship along with these floating islands here. So I'm going to start by upgrading this end city right here. Okay, so it turns out that the end city can actually be split up into multiple different sections. Okay, so this right here is what's called the base. Yeah, that should be pretty obvious. This is what's called the tower. That should be pretty obvious as well. And then this thing right here, it's kind of like a fat version of it. Wait a minute. And then we got the end ship. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna start by upgrading the base of it, and it looks like it has 3 stories. Okay, so I got the base done, and it's 15 by 15 blocks, and that should be big enough to put some pretty good details in there. Okay, so I think this is gonna be like the general structure for the first floor, and I made it a little eye in the middle because like ender eyes. I'm also wanting this build to be pretty symmetrical, so that's why I'm copying this design on all the sides. There we go, that actually looks pretty good. Okay, I changed the block to actually have it look more like the original structure, and it looks better, I think. Alright, so I think that is the first 4 complete. I'm gonna be doing the interiors later on, so don't worry, I'm not forgetting about them. So yeah, right now I'm essentially just adding some minor details to the build, and also I still have to make the roof up there. Yeah, then the base of the end city will be done. And for the roof, I'm just gonna make a simple outline of purple stairs, and also fill the inside with purple slabs. I added some end rods, and I think that's the base complete. Okay, so now I'm working on the tower part of it, which is going to split up into multiple different sections. Okay, so that's going to be the general shape of it, and since I'm basing it off of this end city, it should be 23 blocks tall. Just like that, and fill the walls in. So around a quarter of the way up, there is a bridge going off in this direction that leads to a small room, and that's what I'm trying to make right now. So I came up with a design for this railway, which I didn't even know was possible, but it actually looks pretty cool. Okay, and I made an entrance so that you can actually walk out here, so now it's time to work on this little building. Oh yeah, by the way, that time lapse was like half an hour. I just thought I'd let you know that. Okay, so I got this structure done, and it looks a little bit weird. But then again, yeah, I think end cities in general are just kind of weird looking. Okay, so next I'm gonna try and make like the top of the tower here. So that's gonna be the base of it and some walls. All right, so that is the top of the tower complete. Okay, so my next building in the end city is this one right here. And if you look closely, you can tell that it's actually just this one with a second floor. Okay, so next I'm going to work on the four-way intersection here, and then finally I'm going to upgrade the end ship. So this bridge right here actually goes out to the end ship, so I'm not going to be building anything on it right now except for the little arch on it. So now I got to build this really weird looking staircase going off into this room, which shouldn't really be that hard. So I got the stairs on it, now I just need to come up with a design. Okay, so there's that room, and this thing is actually starting to look pretty crazy right now. This room also has a tower sticking up on top of it, so there it is. I'm not going to build this one quite yet because it has a new room on it, but this one shouldn't take too long. Okay, so that means that the last room before I upgrade the end ship is this one right here, and it shouldn't take too long because it's actually kind of similar to the one down there. And while this time lapse is playing, I just wanted to tell you to subscribe because I'm trying to reach 30,000 subscribers within the next few months. Also, all of my builds are downloadable on my Patreon, link in the description. Alright, all that's left in upgrading the end city is building the interiors and making the end ship. And I'm gonna be honest, I suck at building boats. Okay, so I've been working on this for about 2 days, and this is all I have to show. Okay, so this part is actually starting to look pretty better. Unfortunately, it is only half of it, so... Okay, that actually looks pretty good considering the fact that I never really built boats in Minecraft. Okay, so I got the back on it, and now all that's left to do is to make the top, and I think I'm actually gonna make some sails on it. Okay, so this is the new upstairs area, and normally there's a potion here, but I'm not putting that there yet. So I guess now it's time to work on the sails. And the last detail in the end ship is the elytra. Oh, also I did an interior of every room in here, but that's kind of boring, so I didn't really include it. So here's a tour of every room. Okay, so now that the end city is done, all that's left to do is to upgrade the islands out here. So I kind of want to base it off of the nether and have 3 different biomes here, and have each of them have their own unique colors. Okay, so my idea for the first one is to have it kind of like geometrical shapes, like hexagons and octagons and stuff. So now to finish this area, I'm going to place some chorus fruits everywhere and make them all grow. There we go, so that is the first custom biome complete. So my idea for the second biome, which is going to be in this area, is to make a chorus fruit forest. The way that I'm going to make this is by placing chorus fruit on top of other chorus fruit so that it becomes an even bigger chorus fruit. And then I'll have these really weird big looking trees. Okay, now that I have all the trees planted, it's time to actually grow them, and I hope this doesn't lag my game too much. Okay, here we go. Oh my god. Wow, that didn't actually go that badly. Okay, that was actually pretty satisfying, but I think I can do better. Whoa. Alright, and one more time just to make them as tall as possible. 3, 2, 1. Oh wow. Walking through this, especially with shaders, is actually really cool. And for the final build of this video, I'm going to be transforming this island into an obsidian plains biome. So now that I have all the obsidian placed down, I think I'm going to finish it off by placing a whole bunch of spikes everywhere. And that is the biome complete, which means that I've finally finished upgrading the end dimension. So I guess that means it's time to showcase everything.